I'm Jenny Tibbels, the director of Rise.
I really like that, yeah. I really like that you're the last person around each time you work.
So Rise is a really exciting piece, especially for the community of Eastern. It's been made here by Eastern alums like myself. I graduated in '99. By Eastern faculty, by Eastern students. This show was actually a vision that was given to me. I was living in New York, where I'd been living for about 12 years, and I was meeting with a friend who's a spiritual director. She's actually a Catholic nun. And when I was telling her about my journey and feeling like, looking back over my life, I just wondered what was the meaning of all these pieces. She told me about the story of the road to Emmaus in Luke 24, about how the two disciples are walking away from the city after Jesus has been crucified, and he appears alongside of them. Unbeknownst to them, it's him. And there was something so transformative about that story for me. Thinking about Jesus coming alongside of us in our pain as the friend, as the risen Savior, that when we have these moments of doubt or darkness in our lives, of faithlessness, of really wrestling with those dark places, that the friend is there to come alongside, to companion us, to grieve with us, and to show us that we don't have to grieve with despair, that actually we grieve with hope because we know we have a living Savior. And so at that moment that she told me this story of the road to Emmaus in this way, I literally saw bodies coming off the stage. And it's ironic because I didn't name this piece Rise. Edgar Mendoza, the playwright, came up with the title. But the image I had was of people rising from the stage. And I've only directed one musical, so this is very new territory for me as a theater artist and professional. And then from there, coming to Eastern in August of 2014, I called a friend of mine who I'd worked with in New York, the playwright Edgar Mendoza, and I said to him, "Hey Edgar, I've got this crazy idea, but what do you say about writing an original musical?" And what's really amazing is that he had just kneeled down in prayer 2 days earlier and asked God for an opportunity to write a musical. And so he was speechless when I talked to him on the phone. And at the time I didn't really understand. He was sort of stammering and laughing, and I was like, why is this funny? And what I ended up finding out was that this had been something that had been on his heart to do for a long time. So I think it's a really exciting story that has been crafted by many hearts and minds who began by looking at a really specific story, the road to Emmaus, as source inspiration. But from there, we've branched off into other places, and it's become something new. And I really feel like it's God's love letter to Eastern. I really feel like it's a story about how we as a community can come together with our stories and our hearts and be a part of one another's healing and affect one another's journeys. To see young people dedicated to singing and dancing and acting, some of them for the first time, because they care that people see art that brings hope, because they want to be part of a community that expresses God's love, makes what I do every day worth it all, you know? I really hope a lot of people get a chance to come and see the beauty and the wonder of what they've done.